Jaron boots Ennis. He gets ready for his first ever unification. How is he looking? Is he looking weight drained? In this video, these are the topics and ideas that your boy Ego is gonna go over. You don't want to miss a thing. Now, Jaron boots Ennis is getting ready for an upcoming fight this weekend with Amantis Stanionis. Should be a good fight. I am looking forward to it. Surprisingly, the fight has been pretty quiet. You know, I know Jaron boots Ennis is not necessarily the most braggadocious of fighters. I think he's still like kind of getting used to the fame and cameras and being a celebrity. But I haven't really heard much about this fight. Nevertheless, I think it will be a good fight. Stanionis can really fight. He has some good experience. And so can Jaron boots Ennis. The Ring Magazine belt will be on the line, as well as their individual belts that they're bringing to this equation. So I am rather looking forward to this. If you want me to do the Boxing Ego watch party, type Boxing Ego watch party or type BWP in the comments section to let me know something. Now, Ego Weight Watchers, aka EW, where I give you a look into the fighter lifestyle before, after, and progress picks, especially when they have an upcoming fight. Now, again, I told you Jaron boots Ennis back in the ring, Atlantic City, and it's for not all the marbles, but a good chunk of the pie at welterweight, right? The only other remaining champions, Brian Norman and Mario Barrios. So this will be a good statement for whoever can win, if they can win convincingly. Now, Jaron boots Ennis posted this picture that you see on the screen, and I want to discuss this because it says more than ready, and then he put an emoji over his boxers. I don't know why. I mean, I guess you could take a wild guess, but Jaron boots Ennis, he looks, how do we say it? I don't know. He's looking a little bit drained to me. Like I said from the beginning, this new generation, at the end of the day, they are walking around at these hired weights. Gone are the days of Floyd Mayweather. Like I said before, I could beat Jay Paul. I already beat Manny Pacquiao, Conor McGregor. That was some easy work. It's like my Uncle Roger used to say, at the end of the day, nobody could beat me. And Manny Pacquiao, I want to, it's up to my promoter. I believe in God. He showed me, right? Them days is over. The Pacquiao and Mayweather days where fighters are campaigning at their walk around weight for the most part, that is over, bro. These new dudes, they are playing by a different set of rules where they're pretty big, and I don't know what type of weight cuts they're doing or what sports medicine and supplements and training regimes and regimens they're on, but they are walking around at a much heavier weight. And that's what I see for Jaron boots Ennis. Some of these last few weight cuts have looked like, you know, he had to put some work in to make these weights to stay at welterweight. And it's crazy because he keeps saying he wants to stay at welterweight and unify and become undisputed. And I'm wondering how long he can do that and how long he can do it before his body rejects it. For me, I believe that for men, I can't tell you about a female because I'm not one, but for men, your 20s are more forgiving, right? Like, I used to push my body to the max, work multiple jobs, work out, stay out late, stay up late, chill with the honey, you know what I mean? Like, just do whatever. Like, it was like no sleep, you know what I mean? Days like that, and then work an 8-hour job. When you're 20, you might be able to do that. Your body's a lot more pliable, flexible, and forgiving. So I think there's a lot of fighters, the Ryan Garcias, the Devin Haney's, the Jaron Ennis's, maybe Teofimo and Keyshawn Davis, where they're pretty big per their respective division. Ray Ford, but they're able to do it because they're in their 20s. So they have a work ethic. They work out hard. So they're able to crunch down into these weight classes. But I'm telling you, when you hit that 30 mark, especially when you get to the early 30, 33s and 34, mid 30s, it's going to be harder and harder to do that. So that's what I think. I think Jaron Ennis is fortunate that he's young and he has discipline and work ethic, but it looks like he has to put in some work to make this weight class. I've always said that Jaron Ennis is a big welterweight. He clearly is not going to finish his career at welterweight, in my opinion. He's going to have to move up at some point, just like Virgil Ortiz and other people did just before him. Terrence Crawford can't make 147 anymore. And I see that being the case for Jaron Ennis as well, where, you know, he's going to make the weight and keep doing the cut as long as he can do it. Hopefully he fulfills whatever he feels he needs to fulfill in that short order, in that time period. But that is going to become harder and harder based on looking at these pictures and what I'm seeing. And this ain't even the worst one. Like, I want to say the avocado fight, it might have been that. But Jaron Ennis, his face really looked sucked up then. And it's weird because the avocado fight, out of his last 3 fights, I think that's where he looked the worst in terms of fight week. But then he looked much better versus Karen Chukadasian to me. I believe that was the fight where he looked better and healthier. And then now this is like in between, not as bad as the avocado fight, but he doesn't look like the cut is as good as the fight where he fought Karen Chukadasian. So he's right there in the middle. You know, now, again, I'm not trying to over scrutinize. All the fighter has to do is make the weight. If he makes the weight, then we got action, coach. Put me in the game, coach. You feel me? But it's just something to look at. And the other danger for fighters when they do this is you could get to that time where you get in the ring and your body doesn't cooperate because your bounce back is not the same. Because essentially what you're doing when you flatten out and when you're making weight, you're dehydrating yourself. That's why you don't see people drinking that many liquids, not eating dense, heavy foods, stuff like that, carbs, right before their weigh-in. They're flattening out. That's why their muscles look kind of flat and depleted. And then after the weigh-in, after they hit that scale, they'll go rush and get that Pedialyte or some Gatorade or some electrolytes and try to put that back in their body. So that's cool, but sometimes you could just show up and then appear very flat because you put your body through the ringer. So that's all I got to say. Let me know what you guys think. Should be a good fight. Jaron Ennis has been here before, so I don't think, hopefully, it doesn't affect his performance. He's, like I said, he's looked worse to me before the fight, and he still showed up and still looked like Jaron Ennis. So I guess he's young enough to do it, and he replenishes well and rehydrates well. So there's that.